Greetings, fans of CorelDraw. In today's lessons, what we are going to do is to come up with basic drawings, such as drawing simple shapes, as well as selecting and transforming these objects. Let's go back to our Corel interface. Welcome back to our Corel interface. As always, since we are going to start with a new document, what we're going to do is to click on this one here, that's new document. We click on it and there will be a pop-up dialog box, and in that dialog box, because it's a new project, so we are going to name it. If you go to name, we'll name it I would prefer to use chance, and then we'll leave the preset like that's custom, and then the number of pages, I'll be using 1 page. If you want 2 pages or 3 pages, you can change it, and we'll leave it at RGB, right? Yes, the default mode in terms of color, primary color mode. I'll leave it at RGB since I'm working on the screen. And in terms of the dimension of the sheets that we are going to work with, I'll leave it at letter. Letter and A4 are almost the same. And since here we are used to centimeters, I'll leave it at that. And there's the width and then the height of the sheet or the printable area that we're going to work. And I'm not going to go the portrait way, because I'll be dealing with the design in the ensuing or coming lessons that we'll be having. So I'll leave it at that. And this time, since CorelDraw is resolution independent, it doesn't need any resolution. I'm not going to touch this resolution in terms of the quality, right? Because I'm not going to deal with pictures for now. So I'll leave it at that and say OK here. Click OK. Now the interface is launched nicely there. Now this is the landscape form of the printable area that we are going to work on. Now within this space, anytime you do any kind of a work here and you want to print it out, get to know that this area, anything you put there will be printed out. Now let me show you something here. When you see there is this small what do you call it here, small something like a triangle black spot here. Anytime you see such a thing beneath the tool, there's the tool box. Anytime you see such a thing beneath each of the tool, it tells you that there are hidden tools in there. For instance, this one, when I click and hold, you see there's a fly out there for you to see that there are other tools, about 3 tools there. The pick tool, which comes by default, the freehand pick tool, transform tool. When you come here to, you click and hold, shape tool, the smooth, smear, twirl, attract and repel, smudge and roughen. They are all there. When you come here to, it means there are other hidden tools. We have zoom, pan, as well as the rest of them. Okay, now today, as I did indicate from my intro, we are going to look at drawing just basic shapes. And what are the basic shapes? We have the rectangle tool here, we have the ellipse tool here, and we have the polygon tools. Now these are the tools that are already made in there, and then you can alter it along the line, but then they are already made within the tool. If you want to go the complex way, we have a way of going about it, but today what we are going to do is to draw basic shapes. So we are going to start with drawing a rectangle. So we'll pick the rectangle tool. You can click F6, that's a shortcut key or hotkey, and then you draw your rectangle. So in terms of drawing, just drag it across the screen and you are good to go, and then you leave it. Remember that you see the crosshair with the small rectangle beneath it at one corner, that's the right hand side. It tells you that the rectangle tool is active. So if you want to draw again, you click hold and drag across the surface, and then it draws again. If you want to undo or deactivate the rectangle tool, all that you need to do is to go to the pick tool, click on it, and then you see the pointer has changed. from crosshair to what? A pointer, right? Okay, now I'm going to delete, go to your delete, select it, and if you see these small boxes around your object, it means that that object has been selected, so you can delete it now. It is active. Now the next thing we want to draw is to draw a square. How do you draw a square? We've been able to draw a rectangle. By default, the tool itself that you use in drawing the rectangle is called rectangle tool. So by virtue of you dragging across to the length that you want, you are able to draw, right? Good. Now let's go to and draw the square. You click the same rectangle tool here and then hold on to Control. Control snaps the object in that it restricts it from moving anyhow. So you drag across. You see that all the four sides are what? The same. So your hand should be on Control as you drag across like this. Nicely. When you are done, to deselect it, so you can see that still the crosshair is active with the small icon at the lower third of the right of the crosshair. So you go deactivate it by clicking on the pick tool. Anytime you finish drawing, please go and click on the pick tool, since by default the pick tool is activated. So when you finish with your drawing, go back here, click on your pick tool, and then you are good to go. You click outside the box and then everything will be deselected. You don't see those small boxes surrounding the square that we drew. Another thing, you want to draw an ellipse. So you come here, ellipse tool, F9. You click on it and then you drag across it like this, and then you have it nicely drawn, right? When you are done, you go to the pick tool, click on it. You can click outside any part of the, no, click on the pick tool so that I select the pick tool, because the pick tool is the one you use in moving the object from one point to the other. So you activate the pick tool, you click outside the pick tool, and then this object deselects itself. And then you can see it. If you want to move it, you go click on any within the space and then drag it to any point that you want it to be. In the same way you want to draw a perfect what? A circle you did with the rectangle, making it a square. The same way you will do with the ellipse, making it what? A circle. So how do we do it? You go back here on the ellipse tool, click on it once, it picks the ellipse tool like this. As you can see, it has changed from a pointer to what? A crosshair with the icon of an ellipse beneath a lower third of it on the right hand side. And then you hold on to your control, let your hand be on the control key on your keyboard, drag across the surface like this, and then you are good to go. You've drawn it nicely. Then you go back, click on your pick tool, come and click outside. That's it for you. So you can also drag, come within it, click anywhere, and then drag it. You are good to go, right? Good. Now we want to draw a rounded square. How do we do it? What you do is you come, click on this, the rectangle tool, you've picked it, you hold on to control again, you draw your square nicely. When you are done, you come and click on what we call the shape tool, because you are going to reshape the object. So anytime you want to reshape any object, you click on what? The shape tool. When you click on it, you see that it gives you 4 nodes at the joints, right? 4 nodes, N-O-D-E-S, nodes, plural, node, N-O-D-E, 1. So 4 nodes at the end like this. Have you seen them? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you can drag any point to make. If you drag one point, you see only this point has become what? Rounded. If you drag this point too, depending on your selection, right? Now you click here and then you drag. You click and then you drag. First of all, you need to click, and then drag. It means the moment you click, it means you've selected that node. You click and then you drag. Simple. Have you seen it is rounded? Now, if you want uniformity in all that you do is you select all and then you drag like this. Have you seen that? So you have a rounded what? Square. If you want a rounded rectangle too, you come here, you drag across the surface like this. Nicely, you have a rectangle. You go to what? The shape tool. Click on the shape tool. You see that all these have been selected, and then you drag down like this, just one ear of it on the node, drag, and all the four drags. Right now, you can drag just one corner and then have it depending on your selection. So for instance, I want to draw another one and then have just one point. If you want to draw rounded one corner, you just come click the shape tool. Now you see that all the nodes are very dark or very black, means shaded in. It means all have been selected. Now if I want to select just this portion, you see that the three have turned into what? Transparent, or they've turned into white. It means they've not been selected, right? If I select this one alone, look at it. I select this, turns into what? White. If I select this, it means my concentration is going to be on just this one, right? Let me draw a line for you to see. My concentration will be on just this one. Let me draw use a line for you to see this one. Have you seen that? That's where my concentration. So the rest, this one, that one, have become what? White. While this one becomes what? Black. It means that my concentration is going to be on that one only. And so, as you can see, that is where our concentration is. So I'll click there and drag whether to down here. Have you seen that it is changing? It has changed nicely. So if you want to round it, so one corner is what? Rounded nicely. If I want to round here too, the same time I click on it, go to the what? Shape tool, because I want to do what? Shape it, and click on it, because if you drag straight away, know that this is black, that is black. It means you are concentrating on all, but since I want to concentrate here, I'll click on this one only and then drag, and then I'm good to go. Nice, isn't it? Great. It's as simple as that. So we've done rounded square, rounded rectangle, and then rounded, two sides of the rectangle. We are good to go. Are you getting that? Good. Another thing, we want to draw a polygon. So as you want it either six-sided, five-sided, or eight-sided, whatever size that you want, you can draw. So you come here, click on the polygon tool, and you drag across. Since you want all the various sides to be the same, you hold on to what? Control, and then you drag it, right? And then you're good to go. Let me start again. Okay, hold on to control and then drag it. Simple. When you are done, so this is it. Now, if you want a hexagon, all that you need to do is to come to the property. You can't remember, I told you the property bar goes with the kind of a tool or command that you initiate, right? Whatever that you do here. Now, this has been selected. Remember, we use the polygon tool to draw this. And so this is the property that comes with it. So any command, since I've selected this object, right? Any command issued here would affect this object. And I told you that in selection, these 8 nodes surrounding it indicate that this object is what? Selected, right? And so when I come here, I click on 6. It gives me the hexagon, right? and then you move, and then heptagon, octagon, nonagon, decagon, and then you go. So how many? 13. So depending on how many sides you want, you do it. And this one gives you only up to 4 sides, 3 sides, that's it. So if you want a triangle, you can use this one to create it as well. So look at it, 4 sides, giving you 4 sides as well. So you draw up to the number of sides that you want. Now let's go and try the shape tool here and see what happens. You see, so the moment you click on one of the nodes here, right, drag inside, it turns into what? A star. Are you getting it? With the aid of the shape tool. So if you want a 5-sided figure, so you can reduce it to a 5-sided so that we get a black star. You know our star, Ghana black star, our star in the middle of our flag. Yes, a correct star, 5-sided star. So you get it from this one using the what? The shape tool. So the polygon you draw, you hold on to control so that all the sides become static and also snaps so that you can draw it nicely. That's it, right? You can see it there. So now we've been able to draw a polygon. In fact, this is a pentagon because it has 5 sides, and this is a star, and we drew the star out of the pentagon. And how did we draw it? We selected the object like this, went to the shape tool, and then drag one of the nodes inside like this to draw this the star. So when you are dragging it to, be mindful that you hold on to what? Control, other than that the balancing act of the shape will not work properly for you. So you hold on to control to snap, right? It restricts its movement and put it in the right perspective so that you get all the various sides being equal. But then, so now you know how to draw these basic shapes. Now, how do we draw an arc, right? How do we draw an arc? As well as how do we draw a pie? These and many more. So you have this circle here. You want to draw a pie or an arc. I told you that everything you see up here, depending on the tool you pick to draw, if you select the object, because of the tool you used in drawing, its properties appears at the top here. I've told you about the property bar, right? And so if I want to change this circle, you know, an arc, the shape of an arc emanates from a circle, or should I say a pie emanates from a circle. So if I want to change this to an arc, simple, I'll come here, click on it like this, and then you can see it has changed into, should I say a circumference, or you can call it an arc, right? And if you want to open it up, you can still go for your shape tool and then drag it. Have you seen? You drag it. Have you seen that? You drag it and it opens up. Have you seen that? You drag, it opens up. As simple as that. If you want it to close up, so you drag, it closes up. You drag. So we've drawn an arc. Let's draw another one. This is rather a pie. So we'll draw, and yes, you can click it and then click on the arc here, and then it becomes an arc, right? Yes, if you want a pie too, you come up here, you click on it, and it turns into a pie. If you want a full circle, as usual, the ellipse, you click on it, and then it attains its usual shape that you created the arc and pie from. Let me go again onto the property bar. If you click here, that's it. You can see it, right? This is it. And you can even increase it or decrease it from this angle too. So you can see, look at it coming down. If you want it to come up here, If you want the other side to do same to look at it, so check from this angle. So you see that it is opening or widening up, right? If you want it to close up, you click on this arrowhead here and then it closes up. It's as simple as that, right? Now you can draw your arc, you can draw ellipse, you can draw, a perfect circle, you can draw these basic shapes that we've been drawing here. Simple. If you want it to go into complexities, then of course you go pick the shape tool, look at the node, drag it, and then it changes it from to rounded square, rounded rectangle. It's as simple as that. Thank you very much for being with me on this one. Okay, Corel fans, thank you very much for joining this channel. I would want you to do something for me to motivate me so that we journey on. All that you have to do is to click on the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that anytime I upload videos here, you get the opportunity to be the first person to have a glimpse of what I have for you. Have a wonderful time. All the best.